And welcome to a new episode on 3D printing and 3D modeling. Today we are going to show you how to take logos, texts and photographs and turn them into three-dimensional models which you can then post-process later on in a 3D modeling software. We've done this multiple times and thought this would be quite helpful to everyone working on a project where they don't want to spend too much time designing the logo. For our example purposes, we used the McDonald's logo, which if you would create it by yourself, it would be quite difficult. And the website is called Salva 3D. So you just and the website is called Salva 3D, and you should just go on salva3d.com, and you can then upload an image. Now we, for example, downloaded two images. Please pay attention that, for example, this image has the yellow McDonald's sign and a transparent background, and Salva can't process this. So what we found next was the logo with a red background, and this worked in this case. What you have to do is play around a bit. Typically the logo version is better for logos and text, obviously, but for example in our case it cuts out the McDonald's logo and leaves the solid around, and we want the reverse of it. We want it inverted. So what we're gonna do is go to the photograph, and this should give us a solid with the logo on top of it, and then we can invert it, adjust the height, adjust the base and stuff like that. This is a free software, just so that you know, although there is a download this high quality STL now for $2.50. You don't need to do this. You can download a low quality file depending on what you are working on and what you want to do. So this is a really flat 3D model, so we're going to adjust the height first. This will change the overall height, and it takes some time, but it's still better than modeling it yourself, right? So it's a lot faster. And then we're just gonna wait a second. Okay, so now it adjusted the height, and what we're gonna do is then increase the base a bit. Now it's processing again. It takes some time to just play around with it a bit. So now it loaded again, and we can see the adjusted height, the adjusted base, and we chose this McDonald's example because it also shows the drawbacks of Salva 3D, because it really takes into account every information it has on a logo, and you have to choose your logo image really carefully, because you can see that it has areas of the logo which are higher and the other ones are lower, so inverted, and this really depends on the light on and the coloring of the logo and image that you have. But you can just play around a bit, find something that works for you, and all you have to do then is download standard quality STL for free, and then it will download it. It takes some time. So now it has downloaded it, and now it has downloaded the file. It says thank you, and we can close this. There you see the McDonald's logo what we downloaded, and you can open your 3D modeling software. We use 123D Design from Autodesk, basically because it's free and really simple to use. Then this will take some time as well. So now that 123D Design has opened or is open, we can import the file. We have it saved on our computer, so we will open our downloads folder and open the file, and there you go. You have when you look from the top, you can definitely see the McDonald's logo. You can see also the drawbacks. You can see that it is not perfect. So there are the inversions which I talked about. You can also see that from the red coloring on the sides, as the color changes, it also changes the bottom of the file, and then you can work with it as you want to, but there are also some other drawbacks, like you, for example, need to pay attention that you cannot interact with it as you want to if you try to cut things out. It happens oftentimes that it just puts you in error because it can't handle the image, because it's built up. It can't handle the 3D model because it's built up of images. But you can still, like, if you want to print something, you can take something like this. Okay, and then you can put it on the top, for example, as you wish. So, and oops. Okay, now I took everything. So we are basically just putting it on the top. There are other nicer and simpler ways with 123D Design, but for illustration purposes, we are fine with this technique. Okay, now just use the panel. Okay, so this is it. Then we can move it a bit higher. Okay. So then you can adjust it however you want to, put it on something. You can print it out the way you want to, and just play around with it. It's just, this one is not perfect, definitely not perfect, but it shows you how fast you can have a McDonald's logo or some other image or text with a special font, although there's option here to put text in different fonts. But you can do it really fast, really simple, for free. Just pay attention to the image you use, and play around in Salvas 3D. For example, here you can see that this image had darker ends, and then it had this shadow here, shadows on the side, the yellow color, and the yellow color is inverted in our case. So if you would have inverted it, it wouldn't show this area, but show this one, and this one would have been inverted and shown a really nice logo depending on the angle you look. This logo would have been probably would have worked better, or this one, because the colors are a lot simpler and don't have shadows and stuff like this. And this one, for example, would have been just crazy because it has that one shadow at the top, like the darker red and the brighter red. And just play around with it. It will definitely save a lot of time and help you. And if you have any questions, please let us know. We hope this tool helps us. It helps us as well as you. It helps you. So if you have any questions, please write them down in the comment section or direct message us. And we hope this will simplify your life and help